Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for our first topic of discussion for today, and we're going to be shedding the light on the state's efforts and the political leadership in Egypt under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to empower women and to achieve equity between men and women in Egypt. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Hoda Rezkana, former Member of Parliament. A very good morning, Doctor, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a good chance to meet you and to elaborate what's going on.
Thank you so much, Doctor. First, Doctor, how do you see the keenness of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on empowering women and on achieving equality between men and women in Egypt?
Well, as I can see that he is exerting a lot of effort to establish the status of the woman in Egypt and to encourage her to be in front of the line, go and work and do whatever. And there is some rules and some laws right now was fulfilled and by the parliament even for equality in jobs, in the judicial line and in the syndicate of the lawyers, and he is pushing a lot of women, and he is encouraging young women also to be involved in a lot of processes as education and training and taking task for a lot of projects which can be enrolled with the plan of Egypt for the 2030 line for the environmental assessment and correction of the environmental hazards which we're going to be exposed to. Though Egypt is not sharing a lot of pollution, it's only 0.6% in this, but the effect all over the world, she has its share from it. But what we can see that President Sisi needs to also to find out and explore keys to these women to be involved in the rising of the level of the society and her family and herself.
Doctor, also, if you can shed light on the efforts exerted by the state to empower women politically, economically, and socially.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of doors were open right now, and as I can figure out that at this momentum, the momentum which the president is exerting right now is to make and elaborate for a lot of steps to produce a new generation of women. He is not even asking by talks. No, he opened doors, and this is why we can see that he is pushing a lot, because a lot of females are seeking doors to open for more work and more exertion to raise their level. And the laws which was sentenced right now, it's dramatically very efficient, and it is pushing a lot of women towards achieving a lot of steps to be a doer, not to listen only. No, she can gain experience, she can share in a lot of solutions regarding her status and her governorate, her problems, and also to raise the level of education and awareness about the environmental changes. And we can see that the president of Egypt in this gathering in UN right now, United Nations, which extended from the 10th until 25th or something like that, our representative were asking to have a share, the women should share the chair of the head of the United Nations, and Dr. Which is true. And this session was shared by the himself, the chair of the United Nations, and he was
Antonio Guterres.
yes, and he was Dr. Wali. She mentioned that the woman will ask for this post, and it's seeking to be in the coming years. We expect that there is a woman will be in that post, which will give a lot of taste and a lot of other issues and other sides to be contained, because women work and women exertion and women which is it's different than the man, and the aspect of elaborating the problems and finding non-traditional solutions, because she is also inside the home. She can find out points of stress and points of weakness, which she can work on it and help to elevate the level of her family. And this will go very, very well with the plan of the president. Sisi is asking women to make her part and do her job as regarding problems among the society in Egypt, finding that the change in the weather, the change in the seasonal of the winter and the season of springs, there is a lot of changes, as we experience right now. Still, we find that it's a chilly temperature, and
despite that we
are approaching the end of March. So this is the thing that the woman should be aware about these changes and how it affects her health, how it affects her children's health, and how to protect against major changes in that area, in that aspect. Changes in the water supply, she has to be aware. And these are the fields which we can stress in pushing knowledge and giving information continuously through the media and through the TV and all the aspect of awareness, which you can, and conferences also. And these are, I think, the best tools that we can work on it for the coming events and the coming days.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Rezkana, also, if you can tell us more about the role of women when it comes to achieving the SDGs or the Sustainable Development Goals.
Well, as a matter of fact, she is the key for that, because if she's aware about this role, she will well prepared, well knowledged. Mean continuous education is the key. Continuous awareness about how to open keys to sustainability. I mean, if I am doing a project, I won't do it for 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. No, this should have the mechanism of continuation, which can be sustainable and fruitful to the coming generations. So that's why our maintaining, repeating sustainable development. Why we are not seeking something which is only for 1 year or 2 years. No, we have to target the projects which is serving Egypt for many years and for decades. I mean, not many years, decades also. Why? Because this is the time and the era of sustainable development. You won't develop any society except if you have the tools and the keys to enroll every part of this society in it.
Also, Doctor, the keenness of the Egyptian leadership on increasing the women's representation in the judiciary system. Your comments
This
on
is, I comment on that on the first of the talk, because judicial system is very, and it was a remarkable step that we have now in the court, many female judges. So this area was lacking the presence of a woman, which can have its own entity and own view to solve the woman's problem. I mean, in the marriage and the children's care and all that stuff, if there is a judge, she has a point of view, maybe integrated to absorb the problems of the marriage and the marital status and the divorce issue. It will be very good.
added value to the judicial system.
Yes, of course, because it will have another point of view which is lacking right now, because it's always men who take the decision. Sometimes they not in the shoes of the woman. So when there's a female judge, it will produce some ideas and produce solutions for a lot of chronic problems. This is very important, because always the marriage and the area of divorce and the area of child care after the divorce, all that stuff needs a very sensitive person which can have the vision to enroll and to absorb this problem, or also to find solution beside the woman to support her children till they grow up.
Yes. Doctor, how important is the international and regional cooperation in the field of women's empowerment?
Well, it's a matter of, as I can see that there are a lot of windows and projects which we can seek to have support from the international organization and United Nations and all these organizations for the women empowerment, because they can supply you with money, they can supply you with plan of achievements, they can supply you also with a lot of expertise which been in other countries, because we can see that one of the countries, I won't mention names, she last year deserved $6 million to enroll and achieve a lot of projects for the women and the environmental sustainability. And this was also in the area of the woman target. So why can't we do the same? So we have a lot of ideas and we have to push, and we have the chance for the coming conference in Egypt,
COP27.
the top 27. We have to represent a lot of projects which can earn a lot of support and a lot of involvement for the international organizations, and they might find our ideas more enrolled to the sake of the woman.
Yes,
of course.
Speaking about international organizations, Dr. Hoda, how do you see the role of these organizations, and most notably the United Nations, in that area or in that fight?
It's a very good tool, United Nations, and it's a very powerful, of course, you cannot deny it. I mean, we have to rely on this organization in a lot of ways. Sometimes they delete us from their maps, but we have to go and knock doors and start asking and presenting ourselves in a practical way.
Yes,
we have a
marking
project.
the International Women's Day, we saw the First Lady, Mrs. Intisar Sisi, announcing her support to two national-led initiatives supported by the United Nations, Noura and Dawi.
Yes, and this is very remarkable, of course, because These are two, figures where they should be nominated and have a celebration for them at that day. So that's why we encourage and we respect a lot of ladies and young women to be involved in this organization and also in this celebration, because they represent their work, they represent their results. So it's a module to have a look at it and then get it done and applied by other countries, of course, because some countries got our ideas and they implemented. So why not? It's a very, very good chance, and also very promising that you are leading a lot of society around you to be involved with you in the same manner. And this brings bonds and brings unity and unification of the same vision.
Yes.
You are unified with other neighbors of countries and other women, and this brings power to the group, of course.
Doctor, also can you walk us through the main gains for women in the past few years here in Egypt?
Well, I can see that there is a progress in the representation of women, though it needs more work. I'm not convinced till now this is the ideal, but I can see that the president is pushing in a way that nobody can deny it. And we still need to work on the females' side to encourage her and to be present in every occasion. So I can see that this is still need a lot of work, especially in the area of young women and young girls. You are trying to bring a new generation which is full of energy and ideas to involve in the service of their countries through this projects of the either United Nations or the national projects or even small projects which can make her feel more comfortable and more productive and more she can also earn a lot of good living out of these projects if she can manage how to do handcraft and all that from the waste, or we are calling a waste, but it's everything right now recycled. If we have a wasted bottles of plastic, we make it with recycle it to be sheets and bags and curtains and everything beautiful. You cannot imagine this is from these bottles. And cartoons also, it can give you a bag, and a lot of variety of industrial work is produced right now. And I saw myself a lot of the private group, they are working on their own and they're producing a marvelous products, which is beautiful and also encouraging everybody to do the same.
Doctor, the role of the national strategy of combating violence against women, and also the efforts led by the National Council for Women to calling for criminalizing and penalizing those harassing women or using violence against women.
Well, as a matter of fact, this is a criminal attitude, using the violence against women, and this is a very sad story. I wish that I was not asked by this question, but it's present till now. So what we can do is that there is some rumors out abroad that there is a lot of violence against women, and 50% of men, they are beating their wives, which is not true. And it was like a rumor, and one of the TV announcer, unfortunately she was an Arabian figure, and she was saying also sexual harassment in the streets in Egypt, which was a lie, which was a big lie. And that's why we urge the TV and the producer and the movie makers that to show the intimate relations of family in the Egyptian society.
Yes, indeed.
It's not only fighting, it's not only quarrels, it's not only very hysterical and the speech, language, and all that stuff, which is not actually true. That's why we have to beat and work against these people who are producing a lot of black view around this society.
Yes.
We are a peaceful society now, and we are much better than a lot of society, European and a lot of,
Yes.
and even the States. The States, wife beaters a lot.
Yes.
So I'm not making rumors, but it's true, and you can see the court full of a lot of quarrels and beating and even killing.
Yes, indeed.
So we didn't reach that. So thanks God, we have to implement the law and also make some system to involve the council of the women.
Yes.
By civilian officers who can go and examine the case till they produce it for solutions.
Indeed. Dr. Hoda Rezkana, former member of parliament, as always, really appreciate your insight, and thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy a nice day, and hope also that President Sisi and Mrs. Intisar enjoy a happy days to come.
Thank you so much, Dr.
My congratulations for Ramadan, and
yes. Thank you
everybody feels happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, we move on to a quick break and then be back to resume the remaining segments of The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International.